Yakshas, the Guardian Adepti. A volume out of the Wonders and Folklore of Leah collection, which serves as Leah's own version of Tour of the Land of Leah, an encyclopedia of folk beliefs and customs by Masudi, a scholar from Sumeru. Due to the archaic nature of the author's writing style, it was largely dismissed by the public and publishers alike. Yakshas, the Guardian Adepti introduces the readers to various Yakshas who fought side by side with the Geo-Archon. Leah knew naught but plague in antiquity. The warmongering gods made it so, for the vanquished were crushed under the rocks, and there they rotted and became soil. Thus were they returned to the cycle of elements, which doth span both heaven and earth, and which knows no end. But some souls held on to their hatred and took on flesh once more as demons. The demons rose up in anger, giving rise to a miasma, which in turn engendered all manner of plagues, monsters, and other perverse evils. They starved the earth and churned the waters, and wrought devastation on the people. Therefore, it is said, the demonic is the shadow of the divine. Leah suffered many outbreaks of disease in ancient times. Some say that this was caused by the chaos of the relentless warring between gods. The defeated were squashed beneath the rocks of the earth, where they decomposed and became soil, and finally re-entered the everlasting elemental cycle. Some of the gods' souls were filled with bitterness at their fate, refused to suffer it any longer. Their bitterness materialized and became evil monsters. The monsters' rage manifested itself in the form of diseases, monster infestations, and all kinds of other strange occurrences. The monsters ravaged the land and turned it into a wilderness, and unleashed all manner of evil upon the rivers and seas. They inflicted untold suffering on the people. Hence, what we call monsters are in fact physical manifestations of the resentment of gods defeated in war. Rex Lapis summoned Yakshas onto him to purge the demons. Illuminated beasts of dreadful appearance and warlike temperament were they, and no brutality did they spare in their duty to defend. Of the many, 5 were the strongest: Bosacius, Indarius, Bonanus, Menageus, and Elatus. Wherever battle took Rex Lapis, so too did they follow until the plague was purged. The 5 are known unto mortals as the Yakshas. Rex Lapis summoned Yakshas to help him destroy the monsters. The Yakshas were illuminated beasts of Leah. Ferocious and intimidating to behold, they were violent by nature and formidable in battle, ready to kill mercilessly to defend Rex Lapis's rule. Among the Yakshas, 5 were known as the strongest: Bosacius, Indarius, Bonanus, Menageus, and Elatus. The 5 followed Rex Lapis into battle countless times, finally wiping out the evil as its source. They became known throughout the world simply as the Yakshas. The Yakshas were guardians of Rex Lapis for years without measure, and the evil they vanquished were incalculable. Yet mighty though they were, beyond the torment that betide all who faced war with the Yakshas were not, and they became afflicted. Some were given unto their rage, others unto a madness which fear mongered. Many turned into the slaughter of their own, others were bewitched by shadows of the soul. After a millennium did fate present itself unto them, and it was such. 3 of the 5 perish, the 4th vanished, and all of the myriad shared in the fate of the 3 or the 4th. The 5th alone prevailed, and the 5th was Elatus. The Yakshas faithfully protected Rex Lapis and pacified all manner of catastrophes in the world. This continued for many years. But there came a day when the Yakshas, despite their might, found that their deeds had taken their toll, and that the remains of divine bitterness had begun to poison them. Some descended into a blind rage of a kind that cannot be put into words, or were driven by ineffable fear to equally indescribable madness. Some turned on each other and destroyed themselves. Some were lost to the delusions of the mind. After 1,000-year scourges, 3 of the 5 were slain, and 1 disappeared. Many other Yakshas of unknown name also either died or fled. In the end, only 1 of the 5, Elatus, survived. Elatus is the golden-winged king who is also the conqueror of demons. None know whence he came, nor whither he went. Only at springtime during the offering of lanterns at night might the people see a glow at Guiyun and declared, "Behold, the vigilant Yaksha ends the dominion of demons," Or they might hear the sound of a flute among the marsh reeds, but find none who play the flute, and thus declare, "Hark! The Yaksha calls to summon his old friends to their homeland." Elatus is also known as the Golden-Winged King, or alternatively, as the Conqueror of Demons. Nobody knows where he came from, and nobody knows where he went. In spring of each year, when the Lantern Rite Festival arrives, Leah people will gaze at the glow in the air above Guyun Stone Forest and say, "Behold, the guardian Yaksha ends the dominion of demons." Some hear a sound like a flute coming from Dihua Marsh, but when they enter the marsh, there is no flutist to be found. They say, "Hark! The Yaksha calls to summon his old friends to their homeland." Thus divine endowment doth carry with it the ultimate and unbreakable trial, to lose kin, friend, or ally, to face the impossibility of redemption, to burn in everlasting anger and know no respite. To become the foe of an ancient evil was to abandon hope of both reward and resolution in his endeavors, and his torment was that of the Preta, which is to be without satiety after 10,000 fates. For this reason, it is said that the wages of being blessed with supernatural power is a destiny of hardship and eventual destruction. For the Yaksha lost all his friends, family, and those he fought alongside. He built upon an incalculable karmic debt from the violent deeds his life necessitated, and the consequence was a heart filled with darkness and hatred from which there is no rest. There was no reward to be gained from making an enemy of his own bitterness and hatred from the old days, nor was there any escape from the unbearable suffering. The torment ate away at his heart like an unsatiable wolf, and an infinite number of lifetimes could have done nothing to reduce it.